And off we go with something shiny and new. This is the first new supercar we've had for quite a while, actually. This is the brand new Grotti Turismo Omaggio, and I'm going to be really impressed with myself if I manage to get through the whole video without calling it the Grotti Omelette, because that's what all the files are called, because I couldn't remember what it was called. Anyway, Turismo Amaggio, a cheap car this ain't, 2.8 million. Now, the first thing I did, obviously, is see what you can and can't do with it, so I dragged it into my agency. It does have a little bit of Imani tech, which is good. Not a huge amount, there's no armour, none of that, but there is the missile lock-on jammer, which, to be fair, is probably the most useful bit of Imani tech anyway. So it has the lock-on jammer, which is great. I was really surprised, so I dragged this into the LS car meet. I was really surprised to see that it doesn't have HSW. I actually thought they were going to start putting HSW on basically all of the new supercars, but not on this one. But never mind, because it's pretty quick anyway. The first thing that I notice out of the box is the handling. It's brilliant. It's absolutely amazing. It's really, really, I mean, how do you describe how it is to drive? It's lovely. The turning's nice. It just feels really controllable. It's an absolutely lovely car to drive. Without having the HSW, it's certainly not going to be troubling the top of the lap time table. But in terms of how nice this is to drive, I think this might actually be the nicest, most pleasant supercar to drive in the whole game. It's just lovely. So then, looking at it looks-wise, there is some decent customisation. I couldn't help myself. It's a new Ferrari. I've already made a space for it in my penthouse garage. It has to be red. It can't be anything else. It's got to be red. Sorry, I know you think I'm dull for doing it, but it's got to be red. But the customisation is actually pretty good. There's a fairly decent selection of splitters and some spoilers, some interesting bodywork options, some quite nice liveries. So all in all, the customisation pretty good. I believe as well, but I do need to check it, I think this might be a new interior. I don't remember seeing this particular interior in any of the other cars, which is nice if they're going to carry on with this sort of level of detail for the new cars. So let's have a look, see what we can do for top speed. Now again, without HSW, it's not going to be trouble in the top of the table. It feels reasonably quick. Not super quick, but it feels pretty good, so I'm expecting this to be okay for a non-HSW car. So let's have a look here, see what we managed to do. So final thoughts as we come to the end. I've got to say, the more I drive this car, the further around this lap I get, the more I like it. The handling is just absolutely lovely. You just look at how it's able to dive through the traffic. I've had a couple of boo-boos, but I'm able to dart through almost everything without hitting anyone. The handling is just absolutely fabulous. I think I'm not going to say the best, because the best to me would mean the fastest at taking corners, but in terms of the nicest handling, I think that's the nicest handling of any of the supercars in the game, possibly of any of the cars in the game. It's just absolutely lovely to drive. I'm disappointed it doesn't have HSW. The top speed feels weak, the lap time feels kind of okay for a non-HSW car, but 2.8 million for a car that's nowhere near the top of the table seems a little bit steep, so I think it needed HSW. It's unfortunate that it doesn't have it. Whether it will be added in the future, I don't know. I doubt it. They tend to either release them with it or not. And then the, well, I say the $6 million question, the $2.8 million question, is it worth buying? I'm glad I bought it. It is very expensive. I think 2.8 million for a car with such a weak top end seems a little bit steep to me. However, the handling is so nice, it really does make up for it. So you bundle that in with the fact that it does have the lock-on jammer, I think this will be a really good free mode car. So let's have a look at the time. And there we have it. That's the review of the brand new Grotti Turismo Omelette. And I hope you found it useful, and I will see you in the next one.